What's up, guys? Welcome back to Latin Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, I am really excited because today we're going to be going to a restaurant that's brand new. Unfortunately, by the time the video comes out, it has been like, I think 2 months since they opened, but we're going to be going to a restaurant that specializes in skewers here in Orlando, which is awesome. It is a hot pot restaurant where you buy things by the skewer and you just stick them in the hot broth and eat them. But it's really, really cool because the only other places that I've seen this is usually somewhere in Asia. I had not seen one here in Orlando, so I think this is a new of its kind, and I'm really excited. I have seen other Instagrammers and YouTubers check the place out. They have high regards for it, and so, you know, I want to check it out, see how it is, see if it's worth it. The way it works, it's 35 cents a skewer, and then you do have to pay a la carte prices for almost everything else, including the sauces. So I'm still a little bit on the fence. I don't know how this is gonna be, but enough talking. We're gonna head out, have some amazing hot pot and dinner with some skewers, and see how this place checks out. So I will see you guys there. Guys, awesome, we made it, we are here. This restaurant, honestly, the atmosphere is amazing. I haven't been to a restaurant like this in a long time, and here in Orlando especially, there's not many restaurants like this. I mean, you could see all the different art on the wall, you could see all the different like arts on the lights, there's like clouds hanging from the ceiling with beautiful LEDs on the inside. There's beautiful decorations all over the walls. You have the refrigerators over there with all of the different skewers that we're about to go and check out. But seriously, this place, I honestly really like it so far. I haven't tasted any of the food. I'm really, really hoping that it's worth it because I just like the way things are here. So as I was mentioning quickly before we got here, the way this works is you choose a broth. Typically, you're paying anywhere between $7 to about $10, maybe $15, depending if it's a premium broth. You could do a mix and match of half and half of 2 different broths, or you can do like a giant thing of one specific broth. After that, you also have a bunch of different dishes you could get off the menu if you want, like specialty typical dishes that they serve in typical Asian restaurants, or you could just go and get the skewers, which is what we're gonna do today and what we're gonna focus. Each skewer is 35 cents. You get as many as you want for your table. As soon as you're done, they count all of their skewers and they times that by 0.35 cents, or by 0.35 cents, because that's how much each skewer is. And that's your bill plus the broth and whatever, anything else that you get. So with that said, we're starving. We're gonna get up, check that out, and see how it is. So I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. All right, guys, awesome. So we went ahead and we checked it out. You gotta take a look at this. I got a whole bunch of skewers. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I feel yet. My first impression, this is all cool and stuff, but if I'm being honest, I'm starting to be like, this might be like a one-time thing because of the experience. I haven't tried any of the food yet. We're about to try it in a second. But with that said, let's go ahead and check this out. So right off the bat, I got a ton of skewers from over there. They do have a lot of vegetables, but I'm gonna try to focus on getting beef. Everything's fine and dandy. My only concern is that, for example, let me just show you this right here. Some of the skewers have like well, actually that's a decent size, but here, this is a good one. It's 35 cents. It has this tiny piece of meat on it. Not only that, but you have some of these skewers right here, which is just like, for example, I think this is pork belly wrapped around like bamboo. And this is 2 skewers. So even though it's a small little piece of meat, this right here is 70 cents, if my math is right, because they're gonna charge you by counting the skewers, kind of like how you do the conveyor belt sushi. So I don't know how that is yet. The other thing is everything here is mixed. Honestly, everything is like black pepper steak. We ended up getting like some like little pieces of like chicken thighs and stuff like that. Beef, garlic beef. That's all I grabbed, with the exception of the bamboo shoots. Thankfully though, they do offer other dishes. Like for example, this one right here. This is their fried rice. I'm gonna go ahead and try a little bit. It does look really, really, really good. It has some egg in there. I'm not really sure what anything else is in there either, besides green onion and stuff, but let's go ahead and try this out and see how it is. All right, guys, here we go. That's actually pretty good. Extremely hot, freshly made. A tiny little bit of a crisp on the rice. You can tell it has some MSG, and some of the salt goes through on the end there. It actually gives it really good flavor to the rice, in my opinion. It's not bad. Another thing I forgot to mention is they also have different plates that you can grab, like different bowls that you can grab from the refrigerator. So this is the only one that really grabbed my attention. These are just noodles. Each one of these bowls is $3.99 from the refrigerator, and that's how it works. They have some smaller ones that I believe are for sauces, like this one, which I'm not gonna be getting today, but normally you would get that, bring it over to the sauce station, and it is gonna be $2.99, but you can fill it up as many times as you want. I'm gonna keep an open mind. I'm gonna try the food, see how it is, see how the experience is, try it all out, and just see if it's something that might be worth. Again, so far, even though I love the place and the atmosphere is amazing, I'm still leaning to this might be a one-time thing. But with that said, let's go ahead and check out these broths to start sticking some meat in there. Okay, so first things first, we have two broths here. We have a regular bone broth, and then we have a chicken broth right there. Supposedly, they're both freshly made today. So let's go ahead and just grab a bunch of skewers so we can start having it all cook at the same time, and we'll go from there. Here we go.
Thank you.
And then we just gotta wait. All right, guys, while that's cooking, I also ended up getting this, although it's almost out. But this right here is their deep fried crispy pork. It kind of reminds me of the one that we got from that GBC noodle house. I will say the one over there was really, really good. This one's pretty good, just not quite the same. It's a little bit different, but let's check it out. All right, guys, so this right here, it's nice and fresh, super airy and crispy. You dip it into this little sauce here, press it down a little bit, get a little bit of that chili powder on there, and let's try it out. All right, guys, here we go. Okay. So it's not quite as salty. Not only that, it also has a lot of fat and a lot of meat in there, but it's mixed in. It's not as meaty as the ones from the other place that we went to. Not bad in flavor, especially with that hot chili, but it's not bad. All right, guys, awesome. So it's about time to start trying things out. I went ahead and I took everything out. I put it on the same plate, but that's because I've already emptied the plate out. With that said, let's go ahead and dig in. So you have everything here, nice and hot. It was in the broth for a short period of time. That broth is really, really hot. Because I put everything in there, it's all kind of stuck together. So let's go ahead and just grab this one. And then I think this is the black pepper steak. Let's go ahead and try it out. Guys, here we go. Oh yeah, definitely black pepper steak. Wow, that's really, really tender. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna be tough. It's not at all. This right here is gonna be the pork. Let's go ahead and try that one out. That one was spicy pork. Well, I'm gonna be honest, the flavors are pretty good. It's absorbing the flavors from that broth. I kind of want to try that broth now. I'm gonna wait a little bit though, because we want to make sure we cook everything correctly before trying out the broth, because then I'm gonna make it go down a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and just try this one here. This right here is the pork belly with a bamboo shoots on the inside. Oh wow. Okay, so the outside's nice and fatty. It has that good taste of like the pork, but the bamboo shoot is actually pickled and it cuts through that fat really well and actually has like a really good explosion of flavor with that bitterness from the, or I'm sorry, that pickling from the bamboo shoot. That was way better than I expected. Not bad. This right here is gonna be the garlic pork. The reason I'm doing that is because they all kind of look the same. That's why I'm not really zooming in, but that one had a little bit of a fermented taste. This right here, I believe is chicken liver. And this one was actually, it caught my attention. There's a lot of like beef tripe, tendons, and different things like that. There's pork intestines and stuff like that in there. However, not everybody at the table likes that, so I'm trying to like not go for all those things, but this one, I definitely had to because it's not that far off. I think Laszlo, who's here with us today as well, mentioned there was also frog legs as well on some of the skewers, so that's interesting. That one was pretty good. It almost tasted a little bit like cartilage. It had like the texture of cartilage, but not bad. I'm surprised. I'm guessing that broth has to be tasting really good because everything's really, really flavorful. I haven't tried the broth yet, but I'm going to before the end of the night. Next thing here is gonna be the pork belly with the little mushrooms. All right guys, so I'd rather not wait much longer before the flavors keep like fusing in there, but this right here is gonna be the broth. Let's go ahead and check it out. So this one is the regular broth. Look how much color has changed. This is regular bone broth. You have some of the fat that's already rendered down from some of the meats that we put in there, some of the seasonings. Let's go ahead and try this out. Here we go. Ooh, that's really flavorful. Oh man. Oh, that's really, really good, guys. That's like really good quality broth. Okay, so quick disclosure, they did provide this to the table for us to try it out for free. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up real quick. and then just stick it in that broth and start out. I think I'm gonna actually get some of the skewers and replant it on some of the skewers to try it out. All right, so first we're gonna pop that, and then we're gonna just try to, I'm sure there's better ways to do this, but I haven't used the chopsticks that much yet, so. Just mix it all together there. Now some green onions, had a raw yolk, and then the actual freshly cut meat. So you do have the skewers, but you could order these, like I think they're like 10 bucks to 20 bucks, depending on which ones you get. And these are called, they're freshly cut meats. They cut them fresh in the back and bring them out to the table because the other ones are sitting over there for quite a while, so just keep that in mind. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a few of these, and then we're gonna go ahead and put them into the broth. All right guys, great. So now we're gonna go ahead and try some of these meats. There's a lot of people, it's a very small table, so I don't have much room to like mess around. Let's go ahead and check this out. So these right here are the same meats as those. This right here, this was in the broth for like only, I don't know, like 45 seconds. But let's go ahead and try this out and see how it is. All right, I'm gonna kind of grab it with my hand here because I want to keep using the chopsticks for that. Pretty good flavor. It absorbed the broth really well. It has a coating on the outside because of that egg, so you kind of feel it when you're eating it. It's kind of hard to explain, but that is a pretty good flavor. Let's grab one more. All right guys, awesome. The other thing that they gave us are these shrimp. It's like, they call it like a shrimp paste, but it's essentially ground up shrimp put into little bamboo shoots. Let's go ahead and check it out. So basically you get this. It's really cool looking. And then on top of that, let's put it back in there. You do get a scraper in the back. So basically what you would do is you would grab one of them, use the scraper and cut off like little shrimp balls and make them inside of that broth. It adds flavor to the broth, but it also cooks it really well. So then when you try, you have little tiny shrimp balls in your broth. I'm looking forward to it. Let's try it out. All right guys, we took the shrimp balls out. We're gonna go ahead and try this out. This is right here is gonna be the broth, and these are the little shrimp balls that we were kind of putting in there with the scraper. Let's try the shrimp ball real quick. It looks like it absorbs some of that broth. Let's try it out. Now, I've never seen that whole like scraping shrimp paste. That's like really interesting to me, but here we go. Let's try it out. Texture-wise, very strange. It is what it is. It's ground up shrimp. Flavor-wise, it absorbed the flavor of the broth itself. The inside is really, really soft. I'm gonna bite half of this one and try it out and show you. So it completely cooked through. The broth on the right, the chicken broth, this broth is amazing. In my opinion, way better than the other one. Really flavorful. And the umami from the shrimp gets added to that broth. Oh, here we go. All right guys, awesome. So we ended up getting the rest of these skewers out. I wanted to try different ones. I got some like sour bean and some pickle steak. So I'm gonna go ahead and just show you guys real quick. We're gonna dip it into the sauce that was given to us by, I guess, a manager or an owner. But check this out. All right guys, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab the first one that comes to hand here. And then I'm gonna dip it into this sesame-based sauce. They made it. It had like hot chili oil, sesame paste, some green onions, and some other stuff. I think sesame oil. I think I mentioned that already. But let's go ahead and try this out and see how it is. All right guys, here we go. The sourness of those beans really comes through. You honestly have to have like an affinity for that flavor because it's a bit strong. This sauce, really flavorful, really, really salty, but we're gonna go ahead and try another one here. That one was like a pickled jalapeno. Wow. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just down the other two so we can put the noodles in. And I'm gonna give you guys my full opinions on this place. So I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. All right guys, awesome. So this is the last thing here. These are the noodles. I'm gonna go ahead and try them out. I think honestly they probably need a little longer, but again, I'm gonna give my opinions on this place, but let's go ahead and try this out. So there's different type of noodles. They have udon noodles, they have these noodles, they have some like purple potato noodles, but I got these ones. Honestly, all it said was noodles. They have ramen noodles as well. But let's go ahead and try this out and see how it is. Guys, here we go. Okay, this noodle quality is pretty dang good considering the place that we're at. Definitely needed a little bit longer. I took them out way too soon, but probably gonna finish them in a second. I'm gonna let them cool down because it burned my soul. With that said, my opinions on this place. The broth is very top quality. Personally, I really like both of the broths that we had, especially now that we put all the meats in there. It absorbed all the flavors from the meats and the seasonings all got into the different broths that you have. Very, very good. I'm gonna have a very similar opinion to what I had with Kuro Sushi. If you guys that I've been following for a long time have seen that video. This is great, but it's honestly good good in my opinion for a one-time experience, unless it's just like something that's like supporting or like that you go along with in your culture. Maybe for you guys it hits home closer. For me or someone visiting, again, this might be like a one-time thing to try out and just see how it is. Everything was really good flavor. I really like the different meats. I really like the different skewers, the option to be able to customize and get exactly what you want. All that I found really interesting. The 2 plates of food that we got, the rice and the other thing, was great. But I do think that for your typical average person, this might seem a little bit more gimmicky just because it's just the experience. You're coming here basically for the experience. It's hard to explain because everything was good, but I'm still starving right now. And I mean, look how much skewers we've already gotten. I think there's like 80 skewers in here or something like that. And I feel like I haven't eaten at all. So that's something else that you need to keep in mind. I'm a big guy, I eat a lot, so I'm gonna probably head out and go somewhere. But with that said, I do think it's a nice place. Again, I would just be more focused on the experience of the place that you're coming to. It's really nice inside. Everything was really good quality, but it is what it is. With that said, guys, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Please hit that like button. That way we can keep going to different restaurants like this and check all these places out and see how they are. That way I can give you my honest opinion. Not only that, but also hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. We've been doing really amazing. We're starting off the year strong with the highest number of subscribers we've ever had. We finally just recently hit the threshold of 2,500, which is awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I can never say it enough. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and until then, let's just keep on eating.